What's up, motherfuckers? Skulls here. And I know there's going to be one certain person that is going to completely disagree with the fuck I'm about to say. And I think that person knows exactly who he is. Now, that certain person needs to just hold on, take the biasness out of it, and listen to what I have to say before you comment. Now, as some of you may know, I have my own business, and I've searched a shit ton about how to run a business. Now, the thing that I distinctively remember, it was like the first thing that I learned. It wasn't really the first thing, but it was close to the first thing. The main thing that someone said is when you're starting a business, or when you do any type of business, you were to stay focused to a certain type of demographic, a certain type of people, like the younger people, the older people, and it's not just the ages, but who they are, what they do for a living, if they have a family, if they don't, things like that. You're supposed to target one type of business because, or not one type of business, one type of customers, because if you try to satisfy everyone, it's gonna become a clusterfuck because you can't satisfy everyone, so you just say fuck it, I'm just gonna target these motherfuckers, not you. And you're probably getting where the hell I'm going with this. The reason why Call of Duty is an annoying clusterfuck is not just because of the lag, it's because they try to satisfy everyone. Now, I feel there was going to be an argument that they're a big business, so they have to satisfy the bigger crowd. Yes, but if you look at businesses like Google, Microsoft, Apple, they have multiple shit that satisfy almost everyone, but it's more or less categorized. Especially with Google. They have all these services, but they're all separate. Some of them come connected together, but that's only if they're actually worthy of coming together. You don't see Google Reader on YouTube. There's no fucking point for it. This is why they separate the shit. Which is the same thing with Call of Duty. With Call of Duty, they try to satisfy the snipers. They try to satisfy the SMG guys. They try to satisfy people who use the LMGs. They try to satisfy everyone in every type of playstyle. Which is why a certain someone always loves that this game is so balanced. But that comes a problem. When everything becomes useful, it becomes a clusterfuck of different guns, because if every gun is useful, there is no gun that is different from another one. Because there have been multiple times, and I know y'all motherfuckers seen this shit, where you just get beasted close range with a sniper, you get beasted close range by a fucking LMG hip firing, and you have an SMG. Not because you had bad aim, not because you were lagging, it's because that gun is now balanced. That gun is now usable in almost every situation. Yeah, it has its strong points, but it's still usable in certain situations where it shouldn't be possible. Like my way for actually balancing a sniper is from, I don't know, 20 meters, 30 meters close range, whatever is really close range, you get a hit marker. It'll be the complete opposite of what a sniper is supposed to be. He's supposed to be getting kills long distance and short distance. It wouldn't matter, it's a fucking sniper. But it should get a hit marker close range, and it should smack the shit out of anyone on any part of their body from long range. That's balance. Same thing with the LMGs. It has high damage at long distance, low damage close range. Because you're not supposed to use that shit running gunning. But because this game wants to be balanced, this game wants to cater to everyone that plays their game, it becomes a piece of shit. Imagine this game when it only caters to rushers, when it only caters to SMG guys. Imagine this game, what it would be like if it only catered to assault rifles with the head glitches and the long range sights. Yes, it would be less fun, less variety, because you couldn't really use SMGs. You can still use them, but now they have their place. They actually made the game for a certain type of playstyle. But no, They're trying to satisfy everyone, which is why the maps have all different places for every single type of gun to have its power position. But that also brings a problem, because why the fuck would someone stay in that area? That brings camping, that brings patrolling an area, and it gets fucking annoying. But if they were to not care about the snipers, they were to not care about the LMGs, there probably wouldn't be any head glitches. There probably wouldn't be any windows. You know, they could take a lot of things out if they just say, we're going to have these guns, but we're not going to have the maps around these guns. Which is why most of these maps, I fucking hate them, because there's so many different guns that I have to try to combat. There's so many different type of classes that I have to try to combat because it all works. Because it's all balanced. Are you understand what I'm saying? Yes, you may want a balanced game, but is that really what we need? Because apparently Modern Warfare 2 is like the most unbalanced game with stopping power and the UMP 45 and all that bullshit. But everyone loved it. It was fun before the apparent one-man army noob tubes. But that game was completely unbalanced. I don't know if that game was made for a certain type of playstyle, but I do know it was the most fun and it was the least balanced game. Same with Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, it may be a piece of shit. It may be an annoying game, but every gun doesn't really work. I mean, you may argue that the LMG works, but I have never died by a son of a bitch running around with a fucking LMG. It was always him using it how it should be used. Long range. And my SMG smacks the shit out of you. Close range, which is how it should be. But on Black Ops 2, on Black Ops 2, you could no-scope with a sniper and you could get a kill close range. You could use SMG and you could use it long range now because they want to put a long barrel and shit on it. Which doesn't really help, but still. They give you that opportunity to use a gun that's supposed to be just close range, and you can use it long range. The assault rifles, I guess they can be both long and short, but the hipfire should be fucked up close range. Especially with single shot guns like the FAL and the SMR. Because that gun is so powerful, why the fuck would it still be a 2 to 3 shot close range? It is too strong to be that powerful from close range, but it has to be balanced. It has to be able to combat other guns and shit. I don't give a fuck. That brings problems. At least for me it does. Now the certain person, and I know it's going to be one person, it might be more, but I know it's one person that's going to fight this. Just sit back and think. Would you want every gun possible be able to be usable? Or would you rather it be a targeted playstyle? It's the same with the pistols. Why do you think the pistols are so powerful now? It's because they were ass in other games, so they wanted to be usable. They wanted to be balanced. They wanted to be able to win against other type of guns. Which is why the B-23R is so powerful. Which is why the Cat 40 is so powerful. Because they wanted the game to be balanced. They didn't want them to be complete shit. They wanted them to be just as useful as every other gun, which obviously brings a problem if you haven't fucking noticed. But if they were to keep it like in Black Ops 1 days, where the pistol was an actual secondary, which you will use that shit if you ran out of bullets of your primary and you had to switch your gun to finish somebody off. That's how a pistol should be used. Shit, it was the same in Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, they had the automatic pistols, but the regular pistols, they weren't that great. I mean, yeah, they were good, but they were nowhere as good as the ones in Black Ops 2. Why? Because they're fucking pistols. That's why now we hate the LMGs. That's why now we hate the snipers. Because we can now use it. In Black Ops 1, we couldn't use that shit. That's why, I won't say the majority, but a good number of people like Black Ops 1 over Black Ops 2 because only SMGs could be used. Only assault rifles could be used. The LMGs were kind of terrible. The snipers were beyond horrific, but they were still usable. if you were actually good with it, because the maps, the game itself was not made for that. I don't know how else I could explain this, but this is how I feel. That's why this game is going to keep being a clusterfuck until they get back to the basics, where it's one type of playstyle, two type of playstyles, maybe three. But until they get back to that shit, this game is going to always be annoying. It's going to always be aggravating after a couple months, because everything is useful. But anyways, motherfuckers, that's it. And I'm out.